Trial time.
Trial time. We finally can close the book on this.
Finally.
Pun intended.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for the case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Oh shit, I think that means we're gonna have salmonella again.
Yay!
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
Well,
worth of an edge,
he's a
even.
prosecutor.
You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation?
D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios.
Miss Vasquez, can you please not smoke in the courtroom?
No.
Yeah, my client's not going to give up her bad habit anytime soon. I have tried. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2.
As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, not profanticate, that's not a word. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Ugh.
Wow. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to
Right.
see where the hole in her testimony is.
Yeah, just straight to the point. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Alright. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Meeting began at noon sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
Damn,
No details.
that is short.
I have a question about one part of your testimony.
Thank you, Judge.
You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you?
The van.
Hmm.
There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that.
They could have dragged the fucking body in that.
Maybe. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over.
I'm trying to think if that monkey's head would have been toppled over by the time you took that van. And also, wouldn't it be blocking the road?
Well, she said a rehearsal was done. Well, we need to recall when the monkey's head fell off into the
that's
path.
what I'm thinking.
I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
Yeah, so before I even question her on anything, right, let's just go into the record.
I entered the trailer a little before noon. Yeah, let's just check. When did the monkey head fall?
Block the path.
2:15. 2:15. Between 2:15 and 4. And she said they took a 15-minute break at 2:30.
Yeah.
So
and
it
then
would have
she
been.
was fatigued and went there at 4. Van.
By that time, it had already fallen over.
Okay, so we have the van, and we have the monkey head.
Yeah, so if the murder scene was Studio 2, they could have taken his dead body in the van, took him to Studio 1.
Yeah, and planted
let's
in
start
as evidence. Okay.
But I say we start pressing to get some ideas flowing.
No problem. I just want to see something. Cost at 2:30. So 2:30, Glad map, murder weapon, 2:15. So it took place during the break period. Someone sabotaged the head beforehand. Nothing there. That's the old photo and the van. Okay, so we don't have a lot, but let's see what we got here.
By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Four-hour-long meeting, Jesus.
I mean, I've been
Did
in
no
2
one
to
leave during the
3s.
meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that.
The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony.
The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Wow.
She has got a set.
Yeah. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No.
Wow. The meeting ended at 4.
I forgot my keys somewhere in my house. Did you try looking for them? No. Did you try to remember where you last put them? No.
Oh man, the meeting ended at 4. The rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times.
You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me.
Yeah, Mr. Wright. Bangs desk even louder.
Banged. It's like
Oops.
it's like when somebody goes, ah shit, and then somebody else goes, don't fucking swear in this goddamn motherfucking household. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She's committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak.
Something tells me Sal knows the speed eating method and he ate both.
I'm not sure. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Not really sure about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too, because, like, I have the steak that my client ate, but not her plate. I didn't take a picture of the place.
I kind of wish she said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere.
Okay, so I'm not worried about that.
It
Not
ended
worried
at
about
4.
that.
Rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Fatigued,
I
so
think
had
this
something.
is the area where we present the monkey head. Because if it was blocking the road at the time, block the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4, how'd you move the head?
Yeah. This evidence clearly reveals that contradiction. That statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
What?
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
Bull fucking shit, they aren't related.
I think maybe it's related to the time.
It is related to the time, that's the point.
Hold on.
She said he took her.
To Studio
It was
1, but
blocking the road.
try the next statement.
Which, okay, that was confirmed. And they gave me the clue that I'm supposed to contradict that, but with what? I mean, I could show the steak plate, but that wasn't her steak.
No.
I'm going to try it, but...
Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not.
Huh?
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate?
This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind.
Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak?
Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer. Oh, there weren't bones on those plates. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare.
Okay, I'll admit I didn't remember that. That's a good
I
point.
didn't notice that either. I only just now thought it. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. I think. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like an incinerator.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the... Huh? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Order! Are you saying...
Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous?
What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright?
Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I.
Oh boy.
Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't,
I mean-
could you? She might have had salmonella do it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to play into her hands. So let's check the court record. How
Although
heavy is this?
she could summon 4 guys with
There it
like
is.
an easy word.
Hey, right here. A break in the shaft was mended with tape. If it was broken, you don't need the whole spear to impale someone. You could use it like a knife.
Maybe.
I think you could. I mean, it's a two-handed weapon if you even had the thing fully repaired.
Right. It's not impossible.
Well, maybe it's not impossible, but...
Silence. I'm speaking.
Wow.
Whoa.
The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the steel samurai costume is quite light and mobile.
Exactly. It's not actual armor.
No. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower.
A weapon
Mostly
gives you
because
the edge.
Mostly because I smoke 24/7.
I mean, that would be the main culprit there.
I couldn't possibly win such a fight.
If you're armed, yeah, you can.
Not to mention, there is proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the steel samurai shows that the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean this to suggest that I could wrestle it away from him?
Yeah, take that right. If you still think she did it, show us proof.
Hey, Nick? Look at the data we have on the samurai spear in the court record. Isn't there something that gets to you? Something odd about the samurai spear? Oh,
It was
wow.
broken.
You were right. Wait.
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Sorry, Your Honor. I'd like to
What?
take back my previous claim.
What?
Very well. I won't hold you to your claim. But I'm afraid I will have to penalize you.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Let's backtrack for a moment. I want to consider whether the witness could have used the samurai spear or not. However, that has no bearing on this case.
Huh?
Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What?
Yeah, I guess.
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
Did it have traces of the victim's blood on the tip?
Yeah. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Probably because it was mended, so... the spear itself?
That or the photo, because here's the thing. Those are
But that's
also
from the
spear tips.
But that's the
I mean-
accident from 5 years ago.
Yeah, but we heard earlier in the testimony it broke on set. Then again...
But that would
let's
indicate
see.
that it wasn't the murder weapon because we don't know when it was mended. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. I don't know, just an idea. Plus, they didn't find traces of blood on it. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest?
Order!
Okay.
Order!
I see how it was wanting us to pick. Because the spear was damaged and we both knew it, I was thinking she'd use it like a knife.
No.
But rather, it was already broken. It couldn't have stabbed him. So we should have said, like, you didn't use it because, yeah, the thing was too weak to use.
Yep.
Huh. Think about what your...
Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard.
God!
Holy
this
shit.
woman.
Are you quite sane?
I'm wondering if she's sane.
Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the murder weapon was?
Yeah.
Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
Look at this photo.
What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order in this this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright? What is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it. You still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Oh, wait. They probably would have repaired it in 5 years and it got bent again.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he caused another man to die. 5 years ago.
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the span of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands?
I'm starting to see this game's logic now.
For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry the body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
The van.
Yeah, makes sense.
Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. Able to be a rehearsal, so we went to Studio 1. Yep.
Yeah.
Fatigued because he was dead. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume.
Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator?
Of course he was. Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done all that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator.
That is a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? No explosive, over-the-top reactions?
Yeah, that was an easy way to say you did it.
So, what happens next? Don't, me? You don't have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez. So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer.
Oh my
say?
god, no.
Huh? Are you sure I did?
The evidence kind of points out that you might have, yeah.
Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
Oh.
What? Ah, God, I love the expressiveness of everybody.
Order!
Ooh.
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof.
Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Ugh, what do I do now?
Testify again would let us press for more incongruities because she has to change her story. Or she may not because this character's blunt as hell. No further questions. Yeah. She leaves as a witness, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't call someone else in we could use her testimony against.
I mean, we've got some bar left. We do have some health, so we are allowed to at least have a couple of oopsies.
We could try testify again.
I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again?
No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. It's already said all over. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! To come so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of witness Miss Vasquez.
Edgeworth is stepping in, alright.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see. Very well.
Your Honor!
Wow. Wow.
Huh?
What the
Okay.
fuck?
What?
You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear your testimony again.
Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth? I, too, see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yeah. Indeed, fairly, I say. Ergo, I want to hear what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Huh. Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Hey, he may be an asshole, but he's an asshole who believes in justice.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict?
He'll kind of get a guilty verdict if he helps you pin her with the crime.
I guess so. After all that... Edgeworth. After finding the body.
Okay.
I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying, "He did it." I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she'll definitely crack. Find the key. All right. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal. So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you.
Could have done that in the van on the way over, ma'am. We'll back off for now.
Yeah. I'd better leave this one be. I'm sure she'd see through anything I had to throw at her anyway. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder.
Yeah, she is a mafioso.
Yeah. Press harder, because this is where we can...
Well, let's hear every press. Like,
Yeah,
just the base
good
one.
point.
See where we see
'Cause
a crack, because we've got half a bar left. We hit 3 roadblocks, we're done.
Right. I'm just thinking, like, this is where we could present the sleeping pill situation.
I mean, you're right, but press doesn't necessarily allow me to present.
Right, unless you were, pressuring more.
Sometimes.
What was everybody else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Pin drop silence. The silence that happens after somebody quietly farts in the wedding reception. Silence. Hey, Nick? Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Huh.
Old bag, security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai.
See, that's another area we could press on because we've now established that it could have been Hammer in that costume.
Yeah. Sure she's already anticipated anything I could throw at her. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise.
Ah!
They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Wow.
Covered for you. Covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. I'll hold back, I think. I'm sure she's already anticipated. Okay, yeah. So, then she went home. So you weren't questioned? That's correct. I find these things distasteful.
Okay, so we've heard it. There's really 2 areas we're thinking right now, and we got 3
Yeah.
shots. So let's go for the sleeping pills.
Yeah. System was there too, only Powers was absent. Taking a nap, correct? So he says. Although, she says they didn't call for him.
Even if he woke up of his own volition, he was drugged. We have that evidence.
Right.
But you're right. Does that necessarily pin it on her?
Right.
No, but it
Because
does.
Hammer was the one that drugged him.
Yeah, we have proof of that.
Right.
So-
And I'm... See, now what I'm doubting is, like... What I'm thinking is that we need to present a reason why she didn't call for him.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. What? We often left
dude
him
is
on
like
the
a
bus while shooting at
hulking-
location. No one noticed he was missing. What?
He's the star of your show. I doubt that.
Also, dude's built like a brick shithouse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? He looks like Wolverine without the skin suit.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
Okay, it was worth trying that. I think we press on that and then continue. Like the he did it.
Yeah. Why is
Like
it not
press and then
letting me?
present. We can try
Yeah.
that one.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to do it with my keyboard rather than the mouse.
Right.
Gotta figure out the controls.
Yeah. I have to wonder what it would look like to, because you said this was a Game Boy Advance game originally, right?
Yeah.
I have to wonder what it looks like for these sprites to be in pixel.
I mean, you can probably Google it.
I'll look at them later because I'm really like, I'm a sucker for good pixel art and animation, so I'd love to be able to just look at how they moved. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Called him her Oshi, whatever that means. I don't think there's anything I can use here. The script in your direction notes? Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why? It was a rehearsal.
It was a rehearsal, yeah. Why? There was a murder after all.
You knew that before you went there?
Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess.
Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Yeah.
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth? What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement. However, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have any explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
Probably because of the bad ankle. Yeah. Yeah, it couldn't do any action. But we can press still, I think. How'd you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her. Or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him! Mr. Powers is taking a nap. Yeah. Did we press her on this? I think we did.
We did, yeah.
Back to the trailer to get my script and directions notes. I knew Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
Let's see if we can press further.
No, we tried pressing...
Okay, so
Yeah.
just... You gotta get her somewhere else.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, when did the old bag show up?
What time was that? Supposed to meet at 5 and they arrived 10 minutes before that. Oh, that's right, we could press on this. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes?
Doesn't mean Sal wasn't.
You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
Okay.
Okay, we did press on that.
Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at the time? And then it was just... Then it's just more silence. Yeah. I mean, we can also present evidence during it, right?
Only if it gives me the option. So, like at the bottom it says options and court record. It'll give me like a court record, like not court record, but essentially it says like present. You have to select present when given the option.
Okay.
But I can't just pull up the court record and be like, this disproves that statement.
Okay. Yeah, you have the...
You see, so right now I can do present.
Go back to the previous statement. So you can still present.
Yeah, I can present during this part. I can't present
Okay.
when they're saying something.
Yeah, this is what I meant. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But if we present here, there's a chance we lose health on
Yeah,
this.
that's exactly the issue. Okay, so already, like, we look at this, right? Thought it was
Yes.
taken at 2. They took their break at 2:15. So
Yeah.
he's going to Studio 2 at that time. At 2:15, the head
The monkey head
breaks.
falls.
So that happens after the murder. They're covering up the scene.
Yeah.
The spear was broken, so we can confirm that he was impaled by the fence.
Yeah.
He was drugged, or the other guy was drugged. They used the van. But none of that counters her current testimony.
Right.
So keeping all that in mind, right? Back is the back key. Like, that's a weird thing, too, with these controls, right? Sometimes to go back from a menu, you hit escape. Other times, it's the backspace key. It's, like, weird where they put that in. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning, right? We're going to go through it with the evidence we have and talk about where we might want to present something.
Right.
So she's saying her, Sal, and the old bag were there when they found the body.
Yes.
I have nothing to contradict that. The assistant was there, too. Only Powers was absent. He was drugged. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Me presenting evidence he was drugged doesn't contradict that.
Right.
She
Well,
immediately calls the police, and then he shows up. Okay, the drugs may have been wearing off. I don't really have anything to say he doesn't show up, right?
yeah.
The security lady was agitated, points at him and says he does it. He did it. Well, Yeah.
Well, if we proved that Hammer was in the costume, then that's where we present this. Or it could be with the photo part of it, where she gave a photo to the detective.
Here's the thing. If she had the photo, she didn't have to have it on hand to give it to the detective. When they're doing the investigation and questioning everyone, she can go to the guard shack, pull up the photo, and then give it to the detective.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, to counter the he did it situation, that's where we pull up the photo and be like, this was Jack Hammer. And
See,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but we can try. Okay, so tab is present. So we'll go tab.
I don't know. Maybe we're overthinking this.
Maybe we are. So let's see.
This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction. No. Okay.
Yeah. Like, we cannot press on this. Like,
Right.
it has to be something where she's made a bad claim. That's how
Right.
it's worked on the last ones. And we only got 2 shots left, so we cannot present any evidence now unless we are very certain that it's going to work. She went back to the trailer. She knew Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so she left them behind. And then we get Maya, which... She knew he was injured. See, I don't think there's a photo on there that helps us. I'm kind of stumped because we've pressed on everything. I mean, I'm going to go through again and like speed press and just see if
Yeah.
anything new happens. Because script could change. Okay, that's the same as last time.
I'm at the point of looking up what we're supposed to do because I'm genuinely uncertain.
I mean, I'm not far from it myself. I'd like to figure it out, but it's just... Press harder.
All right.
Yeah, so there's
sorry,
nothing
people.
there.
We're really thinking through on this. It's completely silent.
Music cuts out.
Everybody's quiet.
She makes her little joke.
All right. So decisive
Okay.
proof was where we were at with this. And now we're at the Edgeworth part of it all.
No, we don't have any proof of her professionals, so we can't bring them up.
And then we pressed everything on this. And then we pressed on the reason why she didn't have the script situation. Okay. Okay, I see. We do present the Powers injury photo the security
We do,
one.
but where?
Yeah. In the new Hammer's injury, so I left them behind.
Ah, okay. So you did look it up, okay? Because
I had to. Like we were
Yeah.
clearly floundering a little bit.
we were,
Sorry,
but I'm
people.
like, damn,
My-
okay.
My brain was kind of teasing. I figured it would have to be something with the photo, because she mentioned the security camera photo, but I just didn't think it was gonna be with through all that. So yeah.
And then it's E. Okay.
there we go. Sorry, people. We did it though. You knew Hammer was in. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What?
Ah, I get it now.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. He was the director. He saw them out of costume.
Yeah.
I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. Because he knew about the injury. Pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah,
And when was he doing this?
Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered.
Exactly. Miss Vasquez. You met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
order! Order! I will have order!
I mean, I just love the saga of how this judge has to keep fighting for order in his courtroom. You'd think he would,
Yeah,
I don't
he-
know, hire
it's
some
like-
new staff.
He's just going like, I just wanted to watch some Jeopardy later tonight. I really just... Oh, this is eating into my time with Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
Witness, can you refute the claim?
Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove that she had a motive?
Well, we have the 5 years ago incident. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in the murder. Yeah, I think it's
It's
the
the
incident.
5 years photo
Like,
because
yeah,
she was blackmailing him this whole time.
yeah. And who knows, maybe the person that died was somebody that she was close with.
Possible. Keep forgetting I have to press E for that.
This is my proof. This is
the photo from before.
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was on the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change.
Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate.
Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for the murder.
I guess the photo again, maybe? Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive.
Okay. Pierce through the chest, blast. Jagged on the leg. It could be the same photo, or it could actually probably be this scrapbook in a way.
I don't think it's the scrapbook. I feel
the
like it
photo?
has to be that.
Okay.
Like, just, it's a...
I mean,
I don't
because
know,
we
it feels
just
like it's very
presented
significant for her. This is my proof.
And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer?
I'd say it's all... really?
it. Yeah. Like,
I would have figured, huh.
it's either the camera or it's the scrapbook, because when we were in that room looking, they were saying, like, we're trying to get out of kids' entertainment. Like, that's the motive. He's a failed star. He is essentially holding up production where she wants to take the company. She's offering him to get rid of the blackmail evidence. Hell, you already looked it up, and this is literally our last shot before we lose the case, and we've already been at this an hour. Just tell me what the evidence we need to present is. Or if my guess is even close.
She has no motive, from the looks of it.
Really?
Yeah.
This game's logic, I tell you what.
Part of the logic in this game is also kind of odd, too. Also, I really like the judge's GBA sprite. It is, like, the detail and shading on the beard is excellent.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, literally, this game did so much for the hardware it was on.
Oh, yeah. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood.
Ah.
All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. Ow.
That makes sense. What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez and pin it on Powers because of the Steel Samurai costume.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, that's you. Sorry.
I mean, that's me, but it's still, wow. I'm kind of reeling from this. I mean, it makes sense, but wow.
Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him for all those years. Yeah! Break it in half.
Can't keep smoking if you don't got a pipe. Take that shit out of the courtroom.
So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Oh, wow. Somebody call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Ah, Miss Vasquez! What? What happened here? Oh, Manuel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the guy's name. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. Okay. Action scene and... No, Manuel, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! Yeah. Wow. So I was right about them being close from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
But here's my thing. If it really was self-defense, he's coming to kill you. You may as well have told the fucking court.
But that wouldn't have been as dramatic.
Oh, no, fair, but it's like, why drag it out?
Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. And with only two bits of health left to spare.
Literally one, because this game for some reason uses 2 pips to mean 1.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like, you give me 8 or so on the line, but in reality I only got 4 strikes and I'm out, which, hey, better than 3, but why design it that way?
Yeah. I thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers,
Not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And there, it is finally closed.
We have closed this case.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
Oh, it's so good. This was a real saga of a case to go through.
I tell you, man. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think he tried to frame me for the murder? Makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I mean, it can't hurt me either way, but... Oh, I think I know exactly what to show him.
Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because...
He wanted to be loved by
Liked.
kids the way you were.
You wanted to be loved by the audience.
Hmm.
It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kids show, and as the villain to boot. I don't know, there are a lot of kids that tend to like the villains more than the heroes.
Sometimes
Have
everybody
you-
likes a heel.
Have you seen Disney adults? Have you heard people sing "Be Prepared"?
Could have just told him. That's not how it works, Will, and you know it.
No, I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP.
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth.
Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What? That wasn't too bad, Edgeworth.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings.
Thus spawned the
Oh
line
my
of the
God.
fandom featuring the ship of two very gay lawyers.
I mean, look at that face, too, as he's saying it.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what?
like,
I might
how
be
can you not, right?
I might be
How
a
can you
Phoenix
not?
Edgeworth shipper now, let's be honest.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yes, unease and homosexual uncertainty.
Aren't those kind of necessary?
They're not. Oh god, they only serve to get in my way.
Right itself.
Oh, it really does. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, you see it now, right?
Oh, I do. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's why I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? What, was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals. Right, Nick? For now we are.
Oh my
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, dude. Either the translation staff or the original writer knew what they were doing.
Well, the fandom has taken off with that idea.
Oh, dude. No, it is
Now-
fuck. That is. Oh my
Like,
god.
knowing
It's almost plain.
knowing how it all plays out now. Like, a while ago, I did a collab with a friend of mine where we were taking a look at people's favorite games, and Ace Attorney was on someone's list. And I pointed out, like, yeah, I noticed that also people find people also ship Edgeworth and Phoenix together, and she's like, oh, when he says I'm burdened with unnecessary feelings, it's like, come on. And now that we're at the point and I have the context of everything, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. And they weren't going for stuff like Coco Melon.
Thank
Nick!
God.
Yeah, could you imagine? Like, oh god, like this, like, you know how media often has to create a fictitious version of like an IRL thing so that they don't get hit with any copyright or something? Imagine a like in-universe version of Coco Melon. What would that look like?
Oh God.
Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again?
What?
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I highly doubt it.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. All right.
Oh boy.
And with that,
Brand new episode.
we have another episode. But I think that's a good point for us to end.
Yeah,
because
we're
we're over an hour on this, and we finally figured out the solutions. I apologize for having to look it up, but genuinely, we were a bit stumped on what evidence we were supposed to present. Like, the idea I had in mind was that we were supposed to present the security photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Can you,
Yeah,
are
well,
you able to get back to the title screen from here?
no, that's what I thought I was doing. So, y'all are seeing the intro for the next day or next case, but I imagine
how much I've
we can.
suffered.
Mm-hmm.
15 years and suffering.
Mm-hmm.
But now the perfect opportunity has presented itself. I shall have my revenge.
Merry
Are we
Christmas!
gonna have the famous meme now that happens every goddamn Christmas season?
Holy shit!
Oh.
I think
Because
that's
I have
even
almost
better of a
Christmas
place to
doesn't
leave
mean
off.
it was Christmas.
I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. Looks like Edgeworth killed a man.
Sorry, it's just every time the Christmas season rolls around, like there's two memes that I usually see regarding the Ace Attorney fandom. It's the unnecessary feelings thing, and every goddamn Christmas season we get that one where it's Phoenix saying almost Christmas doesn't mean it was Christmas, and I never knew what game it came from. It came from the first one? Wow.
I guess the first game just shaped the entire series and its fandom. Like,
I guess so, yeah.
this must be a series where everyone goes back to the first game. Like, not saying it doesn't improve as it goes on, but it seems like the first game is what just cemented everything everyone loves about it. And I can see why.
Yeah, and Lord knows it's definitely taken on a new lease on life, considering I think the Apollo Justice games are now available across different platforms.
Yeah, I know technically, like, the latest Ace Attorneys don't have you playing as Phoenix. It's some new kid.
Yeah, it's Apollo Justice, and I think it's that one. And I know there were some Miles Edgeworth games that were released on the
Really?
DS, but I don't think those are out. I think they were released in the US, but I don't think they're out of the DS life yet.
Well, you know what that means.
Means what?
I don't have to say it, but for the audience, they know what that means. If you want to play them, there's a way.
Oh, yeah, right. There is a way. That doesn't
Damn
involve
you,
you having to pay.
Nintendo!
Thank you, Nintendo. Thank Nintendo, everybody.
Yeah, thank Nintendo. They cause many of the problems that they complain about every day.
Yeah. But
All right.
nonetheless, thank you all for joining us on this longer trial. And yeah, expect us to be closing in soon. I think this game's 5 chapters in length, so we're at the second to last chapter.
Yeah, we're halfway through, baby.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us on that, and apologies again about the confusion towards the end about figuring out what to do. The game's logic and what is the right answer can kind of have thrown a little bit of a loop.
Yeah.
And I just kind of was like, I don't want to spend too long having to figure this out, so that's why I started looking things up. But we got
Fair
it along.
enough.
We're all good, and in the end, we still saw the twists. Still saw the interesting twists, or what have you. So
Exactly.
yeah,
All right. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.
bye, like and sub.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Open Couch Gaming for more video game antics.